Okay, hi everybody, it is me, Bonkai922. I don't know if this is going to be the schedule of things, because Maggie just came out today. Well, yesterday, Friday. And I'm wondering if that's going to be its initial date that comes out, but I'm not sure. We'll see. If it is, then basically they're having a switcheroo. Like Maggie comes out on Friday along with Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, and I'm guessing Kenichi and Fairy Tail come out earlier in the week along with Taizai. I think that's how they're pulling it. I don't know. We'll see next week and I'll find out and we'll figure out all this. But I did One Piece chapter review. Bleach. Okay, this chapter, I don't know. I don't know about this chapter. At least for the second half. I don't know about this chapter. And the reason why is this. Kubo. So, you don't give a fuck about the Colonel Quincy. You don't care about him, do you? What, is he fodder? Who cares? We don't give a shit about him. Yeah, he's just some loser in the background. What? Oh, no. Yeah, you don't need to know his ability. It's okay. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's a piece of shit. It doesn't matter. That's exactly what Kubo did in this chapter. Because in the beginning part, we obviously... And I'm not upset with the whole... Because what ends on happening is we find out that Matsumoto, Rangiku, she's a zombie. Kensei and Rose, I already knew from the whole Grammy thing, so it wasn't a big deal. And I knew Rangiku, I was dreading it, but I had a feeling, yeah, she was going to be a zombie because Tsugaya was a zombie. It makes sense because he was near her when they were fighting Chan, Iron. So it wasn't a big deal. But essentially what happens in the beginning of this chapter 594, Mayuri calls his Bato, Jizo, and he's basically saying that he's paralyzed him away to his limbs, to Hitsugaya. It pains me to have to do this to someone who's so utterly defenseless. And he says, stop it! You know, and basically saying that there's a small grain of solace in seeing you fight back with words. He injects Hitsugaya with something, which I don't know what it is, but he injects it and he's in pain. And then 3 people show up. It's Kensei, Rose, and that's another thing I'm wondering, like, what the fuck was Jiz? Did Jiz just randomly just walk around the battlefield and say, "Oh, you're a zombie. Oh, you're a zombie. Oh, you're a zombie." She's like Oprah Winfrey. That's what it looks. You know, it's like the Oprah Winfrey show. Look under your seats. That's right. You're a zombie. You're a zombie. Everyone becomes zombies. That's what it seems like. It's like she just went through everywhere around the battlefield and say, okay, zombie time, talk about overusage. But I had a feeling this was going to happen. I mean, for Rangiku being a zombie, that was to be expected because of the fact that she was near Hitsugaya. So once you figure out that, oh, Hitsugaya is a zombie, it comes to knowledge that you would say, oh, yeah, then Rangiku was near him, he might have been turned into a zombie as well. But, and I already knew about Rose, but the thing with Rose and Kensei, I'm like, were they, like, I guess she did it, like, what time did she did it? Or he did it, Jiz. Like, at what point? That's what doesn't make any sense. Because they all showed up after the Grimmy fight. So, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Either way, it happened. And they're in front of Mayuri, and And Mayuri's like, he says it's pitiful, so pitiful, I can't even bring myself to have a chuckle about it. And it is pitiful. It is. It's really pitiful, Mayuri, especially to their characters. That, you know, they get turned into zombies like this. I'm thinking they'll be turned back, hopefully. But he's like basically saying you're on the way of an experiment. So he has the Thunderwitch, Loopy, and Dodoni attack them, and they attack him. And then we see Hitsugaya in pain, and he's like, I won't let anyone get in the way of the experiment. It says 594 Rob Dolls. Now, that part I wasn't upset about. But page 10? No. 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 What? He's still doing it. I don't understand why you need to skip a fight. I don't understand that concept. I don't understand it. Couldn't you have just... We never got to see Nanana's abilities. We never got to see the Colonel the KFC guys. Well, KFC guy. He looked like the KFC guy, Colonel KFC. Colonel Sanders. We never got to see his abilities. Or we know it was guns, but we didn't know what his letter was. We didn't know what he did. They got all three of them, and Candace, Colonel Candace, got knocked out. Just owned by Byakuya. And I'm like, that's good, but we don't know what their abilities were. We didn't get to see them fight. That totally just, I'm like, if you guys wondering, what I'm giving this chapter, I'm giving it a 3.5. And the reason why, it's because of the thing with Byakuya here, and to some extent, this, what happened towards after this was kind of ridiculous. But essentially, we see Byakuya, and Lampert's basically saying, these guys are all pathetic. Saying basically, and what's her, Meanie? She's behind Lampert saying, like, it's logical that we're the only ones standing. That's true. And she's wondering, Lampert, how is that she thought this was the guy who got his ass kicked by Asnot. If that's the case, he's not half bad. And, well, shit. That aside, where did Pepe go? And basically, Meanie's saying that I find him repugnant, so it doesn't really make a difference to me whether he's here or not. What if I told you there are actually things in this world even more vile? Now, after that happens, Shuhei shows up. Now, let me tell you something right now. What Kubo did here, what Kubo's doing with the vice captains, I find it to be like, wow. It seems like all the other characters so far in this second part are getting shit on. I'm dead serious on this. Yuichika, Igaku, Shuhei. All three of these guys don't get any, like, they don't do anything. Nothing. Even in here. Basically, what ends on happening in this part is Shuhei comes in and he's saying, he dealt with the other one. And he's surprised that Byakuya was able to take down 3 when we were only able to take on 1. And Byakuya knows something's up with him, saying, I wanted to ask you, like, what is wrong with you? Saying that, are you being manipulated by the enemy, or are you perhaps a imposter? And then Lambert's like, here it comes. Here he comes. I am just doing this for Pepe-sama. So apparently, Shuhei gets manipulated by Pepe. We find out his letter is L for love. Yes, I'm doing this. But, I'm like, And the thing is like, I'm not upset about it, but at the same time, you can be, because here's the thing. You got Z, zombies! There is no difference, essentially. Only the difference is, you could say, is that, you know, Z's dolls are dead, and they're zombies, and Pepe is just devotion. Because essentially that's what it is. Pepe is L for love. And he basically said, "Oh, one heart, just one body, but I've seen it in your eyes. Your heart will surely split in two. And when that divided heart and body, I'll group them together and they'll belong to me." Exterminator L, love. And it's Pepe Waka Brada. It's a weird name. My ropes of love for you. So he does it, and it hits Minnie in the face. And what Minnie got a little bit less attractive what she did after that happened. Like, should they show her arm? And she's like, "Pepe-sama," and she's like, and Lambert's like, "Oh shit," and then her arm just like fucking just grows, like his muscle-bound arm, and she essentially hits Lampert in the face. And with a huge muscular arm, I'm like, Jesus Christ. And Pepe's saying that just because you guys all love me, so it doesn't mean you guys should all fight for me. If everyone dies, I can take all the credit and glory. I totally haven't been thinking such things. Not at all. And that's basically the end of the chapter. Now, I'm a little upset with the fact that Z is able to create zombies, and they're her dolls, and now you have Pepe, and his is love, and he controls them through that. It's like two different Stern Ritters who essentially are controlling people. Except the only difference is that when Pepe controls them, they're not dead. They're not zombies. They're not falling, But it's just, and I do mean when I say that. Because really think about it. Shuhei, Igaku, and Yumichika, 3 of these guys are down. And did nothing against the Sigmars. Now, I understand. I'm not going to harp on this too much, because the fact of the matter is the Sterners are pretty powerful and so on and so forth. But at the same time, I'm like, hey man, this is what's going to happen? But my more griper is the fact that they got owned. Colonel Sanders' guy, who we don't even know his letter, and he got owned. So that's that. And Nanana, what was his letter? What was his power? We don't know anything. That's what really upset me about this job. But the beginning part of my Yuri, that wasn't really a big deal because I knew that was coming. So I let it slide. But the thing with Pepe, I would have preferred it if it wasn't L. If it was something else. I don't know. Like, maybe that staff he had was, like, some kind of a manipulator thing. Instead, it's just, no, it's just love. Love makes the world go round. Not in this case. Love makes you punch someone in the fucking face. So, but it was a good chapter, but not great. I really don't like it. And don't get me wrong, I mean, the thing with Colonel Sanders' guy, he had guns, so it couldn't have been that impressive. But, no, we didn't know what his power was. At all. And I'm like, that's bullshit. But, hey, it's Kubo. It's a fucker. So, 3.5 for Bleach. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. we'll see what happens next week. You know, maybe, you know, we'll find out. And it's, the fact that Vinny, slowly, no, get that arm away from me. Stay away. She punches Lampert. I find that funny as fuck. That's really funny as fuck. So, I'm guessing what's going to happen is that Byakuya is obviously going to fight Pepe. You know what's funny about this? I don't want to get a thing here. But in the Arrancar saga, Arrancar arc, he fought Zamori. And he was dark-colored skin. And here he's fighting Pepe. And he is too. Found that very strange that Kubo did that. I don't know if it means anything. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty much the story. 3.5 out of 5. Hopefully next week's better. Hopefully. I'm sorry I had to go in on that. That was just skipping fights. It's just... I'm Bonkai922. See you guys later. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.